When night fell and the rain began to pour, the town grew silent. Street lamps glowed faintly behind misty windows. The townspeople had locked their doors and tightly shut their windows. On this night, everyone had retreated to their homes, for it was said that the forest beyond the town was filled with dark secrets. The town's elders would tell terrifying tales of an old cabin hidden deep within the forest. This cabin was said to be the refuge of a group of sailors who had escaped from a coastal village outside the town. These sailors had built the cabin outside the town to aid in their escape after discovering a mysterious island. However, the dark secrets lurking in the depths of the island had quickly cursed the sailors' hideaway. On this night, Eliza, a young woman living in the town, would listen to these scary stories and laugh. She was logical and brave, believing that the legendary ghost of the cabin did not actually exist. The sound of the rain and the howling wind provided her with the perfect reason to sleep peacefully. However, as the night wore on, Eliza's dreams began to fill with darkness. She felt an unsettling sensation deep within her. In her dreams, she would wander through the depths of the forest, moving among the dark trees, and see the cabin trembling in the faint light of a pale moon. This was the legendary cabin outside the town. As Eliza approached the cabin's door in her dream, she heard the sound of a door knocker. She knocked on the door. A shadow appeared behind the door, and it opened. The shadow was a massive creature with empty, glowing eyes. Eliza woke up, drenched in sweat as the night passed. Eliza continued to have the same nightmare. Her sleep-deprived eyes were red, and a gloomy atmosphere surrounded her. Therefore, in the early hours of the morning, while the rain still poured, she set out for the forest beyond the town. Eliza's purpose was to check whether the cabin was really haunted. In her opinion, her dreams were merely tricks of her mind, and by visiting the cabin in the real world, she could overcome her fears. As she ventured deeper into the forest, the rain intensified. The moon had disappeared behind the clouds, and the forest was shrouded in darkness. When Eliza approached the cabin, she quietly pushed the door open and entered. The cabin was empty, but it gave off an eerie feeling. The old sailor symbols and ship models on the walls unnerved Eliza. Then, suddenly, she noticed something moving behind the door. A massive shadow appeared behind the door. Eliza's heart started racing. Something resembling a long knife emerged from the shadows and approached rapidly. Eliza began to panic and ran, but she disappeared into the darkness of the forest. The shadows caught Eliza and dragged her to the ground. She screamed, but no one heard her. Suddenly, her eyes opened, and she found herself back in the cabin. The boundary between reality and dream seemed to blur. The shadow standing at the cabin's door was real this time. Eliza experienced the most terrifying moment of her life. The shadow approached her and slowly removed its mask. Eliza was horrified by what she saw beneath the mask was a face identical to her own. It was another version of herself, wearing the same clothes and the same age. Eliza was an exact copy of the person standing before her. In fear, Eliza began to understand the boundaries between reality and dreams. In this dark forest, the haunted cabin was a transition point between reality and dreams. That night, Eliza discovered the fine line between her fears and the truths, realizing that nothing was as it seemed. Her dreams were no longer a sanctuary, but a dangerous connection to the real world. Eliza tried to find a balance between her dreams, which left her trembling in bed at night, and her waking life. She was better prepared to face these nightmares now. Her dreams had taught her to fight against life's challenges with greater strength. She ventured into the depths of the forest with courage rather than fear. The forest beyond the town became an even more mysterious place for her. Eliza continued to visit the old sailor's cabin. This time, she didn't let the ghosts frighten her. She explored the traces of the past within the cabin, carefully examining the clues left behind by the sailors. One day, in a dusty drawer of the cabin, she found an old diary. The diary contained the experiences and discoveries of the sailors. As Eliza turned the pages, she uncovered the dark secrets of the island. The island had once belonged to a native tribe, and the sailors had wiped out this tribe. The diary revealed that the sailors had attempted to unravel the curse of an ancient temple on the island, which had stirred the anger of the spirits and led to the haunting. The sailors had been cursed by the ancient spirits as they tried to seize a treasure within the temple. Eliza brought this information to the elders of the town, and they began to formulate a plan. They decided to investigate the ancient temple and find a way to lift the curse. The townspeople came together to rectify the mistakes of the past and embarked on an expedition into the depths of the forest. After a long and perilous journey, the townspeople found the ancient temple. It was filled with mysterious symbols and charms. Eliza began studying the temple to correct the sailors' mistakes. After much effort, they discovered the rituals needed to break the curse. The townspeople gathered to cleanse the temple and end the curse. As midnight approached, they began the rituals. The howling wind and the sound of rain made the rituals even more mysterious. At last, the curse was lifted. The temple fell silent, and the ghosts disappeared. The forest beyond the town became a safer place. Eliza and the townspeople had rectified the mistakes of the past and unraveled the dark secrets of the forest. Eliza realized that her dreams no longer instilled fear, but gave her strength. Her dreams had tested her courage and determination, making her a stronger person. She no longer ventured into the forest out of fear, but with bravery under Eliza's leadership, the town united more strongly and resolved to make a fresh start, free from the ghosts of the past. The dark secrets of the forest no longer cast a shadow over the town. In the end, the townspeople had conquered their fears.